You know that feeling, right? That simmering anger after you've lost an argument, maybe?
Oh, yeah,
Or you feel completely slighted, and your first reaction is just to lash out.
definitely. To blame someone else.
Exactly. Accuse them of being unfair or biased. Well, it's very human.
It really is. Hard to manage sometimes.
So, today we're doing a deep dive into something ancient, but surprisingly relevant here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a case study in community dynamics, actually, from a Buddhist monastic text called Saṃghādisesa 8.
And what's really compelling, I think, is how this incident from way back then, it led to these incredibly precise rules, like a whole system for handling conflict, accusations, and keeping integrity within the group, almost like an ancient playbook for, well, human nature.
Okay, so our mission for you, listening in, is to explore this story, not just as history,
Right.
but as a practical guide. We want you to see how this very structured community dealt with a problem we all face: biased accusations, especially when they come from frustration.
Yeah, the steps they took, the actual words used.
And the wisdom behind it all. It's fascinating stuff.
It really is.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Where did this happen?
Well, the source puts us in Savatthi when the Buddha was staying there,
Okay.
specifically at a place called Jetavana in Anathapindika's Arama. So a pretty significant monastic park.
Right, so not some obscure corner. This was central.
Exactly. And the main figure here is a bhikkhuni that's an ordained nun named Caṇḍakālī.
Caṇḍakālī.
Okay, and she gets involved in what the text calls a kisminisid eva adhikaraṇa.
Which means?
Basically just some kind of dispute or affair. Could be anything, really. But the key point is she was pakakata.
Pakakata.
Means she was defeated, overthrown. She lost the dispute.
Ah, okay, she lost. And this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it?
This is the pivot point.
Because after this defeat, the text describes her very specifically. Kupita anatamana.
Yeah, that's a powerful description.
What does that translate to emotionally?
It means angry, dissatisfied, displeased, even having a hostile mind, ahatachita, or developing ill will, hilashata.
So this wasn't just mild annoyance. This was deep-seated negativity.
Exactly. And from that emotional state, she makes this very serious accusation.
Right. Against the other nuns, the bhikkhunis.
Yes. She claims they were acting under the influence of 4 negative forces.
Okay, what were they?
Candagaminyo, that's desire or bias. Dosegaminyo, hatred or aversion. Mohagaminyo, delusion or ignorance. And Bhayagaminyo, fear.
Wow. So desire, hatred, delusion, fear. She's basically saying their judgment was completely corrupted.
Precisely. If you connect this to the bigger picture, these are often called the 4 wrong paths, or the 4 corruptions in ethical conduct.
So accusing someone of these, it's not trivial.
Not at all. It's questioning their fundamental integrity. You're saying their decisions aren't based on truth or fairness, but on these really negative personal failings. It's a direct hit on their moral compass.
Okay, so she makes this huge accusation fueled by her own loss and anger. How did the rest of the community take it?
Well, the text says the other bhikkhunis, the ones described as apicha.
Apicha, meaning?
It means a few wishes or of pure intentions. Basically, the nuns who were seen as having integrity.
Got it. So the respected ones.
Yes. They were, unsurprisingly, quite displeased. The text says they questioned her statements immediately. They didn't just let it hang in the air.
Good for them. So what did they do?
They took the issue straight to the top, to the Buddha.
Okay.
And the Buddha confirmed, yes, Caṇḍakālī had said these things, and then significantly, he vigarahi. He reprimanded her, formally criticized her.
Okay, now that's interesting. Why was this specific accusation born from her being upset about losing? Why was it so problematic that it needed a direct reprimand from the Buddha himself, and then, as you said, a whole formal rule?
That's the crucial question, isn't it? It's not just about someone being upset or saying mean things.
Right, there's something deeper.
Exactly. It's because accusations like that, especially when they clearly come from personal dissatisfaction, can just poison the well. They can totally undermine the trust and harmony that are absolutely essential for a community like that.
Any community, really, but especially a monastic one.
Absolutely. So it wasn't just what she said, but the sort of the spirit behind it, the anger, the ill will, and its potential to just tear things apart, create factions.
Okay, that makes sense. So this incident, Caṇḍakālī's accusation and the reprimand, it becomes the foundation for this rule.
Yes, it becomes the direct basis for Saṃghādisesa 8. And this rule lays out step by step how the Saṃgha, their monastic community, should handle exactly this kind of situation in the future.
A procedure.
A very clear procedure.
So let's walk through it. What does this rule actually mean for a bhikkhuni, a nun, who makes this kind of accusation after losing a dispute and feeling angry? What happens?
Okay, so the rule says that other bhikkhunis, specifically those who see or hear this, pasanti asinati, the witnesses,
Right.
They must step in. They have a duty to intervene.
And what do they say?
They are told to address her directly. The text gives the phrasing, but it basically translates to, hey, don't speak like that, saying the others are acting out of desire, hatred, delusion, fear.
Okay, direct confrontation.
Yes, but there's more. They then add something like, you yourself might be going by desire, hatred, delusion, or fear.
Wow. Hold on, so they turn it back on her.
Exactly. It's a direct challenge, essentially holding up a mirror. Are you sure you're not the one acting out of negative emotions right now? It prompts self-reflection.
That's powerful. Very direct. But what if she doesn't listen? What if she doubles down after that first warning?
Good question. It's not a one-shot deal. The process allows for change. If she persists, she has to be told again, dutiyampi, a second time.
Okay.
And if she still persists, tatiyampi, a third time.
3 warnings.
3 formal warnings. This whole process of repeated admonition is called samanupasitapa. It's a standard formal warning procedure in the Saṃgha. It shows they really want to resolve it internally first.
Right, giving her multiple chances.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the crunch point for you, the listener.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after the 3 warnings?
Well, there are 2 paths. If, after these 3 formal warnings, she panisaja,
Which means?
she relinquishes it, withdraws the statement, takes it back.
Okay.
Then the text says, itsi etakusala. That is good.
So issue resolved, harmony restored. She learns, maybe, and everyone moves on.
Exactly. The system worked. It emphasizes correction and reconciliation.
But what if she doesn't back down? After 3 formal warnings, she still insists the others are corrupt.
Right. If no sapanasajaya, if she does not relinquish her statement, then she has committed a Saṃghādisesa offense.
And that sounds serious.
It is. It's a serious category of transgression. The rule describes it as nisaranya, requiring banishment, essentially, or, more accurately, a temporary suspension from full community participation.
So, kicked out.
Temporarily suspended, subject to a period of probation, specific undertakings for rehabilitation. It's not necessarily permanent exile, but it's a very clear signal.
A major consequence.
Absolutely.
What?
It says, this kind of divisive, unfounded accusation, especially when persisted in after warnings, is fundamentally incompatible with the community's well-being.
It's fascinating how incredibly detailed this system is.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier the term for dispute, adhikaraṇa. The text even breaks that down, doesn't it?
It does, yes. It defines 4 types of adhikaraṇa.
Why was that level of detail needed, do you think?
Well, it shows they recognize that conflicts aren't all the same, right? You need different approaches. So they listed.
Okay.
1, vivadhikaraṇa, disputes about doctrine or rules, kind of philosophical or legal arguments.
Makes sense.
2, anavadhikaraṇa, accusations or charges against someone, like in Caṇḍakālī's case, but maybe less severe.
Right.
3, adhikaraṇa, actual offenses or transgressions against the monastic code, someone breaking a rule. And 4, kikadhikarik has issues related to the duties or functions or procedures of the Saṃgha itself, like how things should be run.
So they categorize all potential conflict areas.
Pretty much. It shows the breadth of situations where biased accusations could arise, and it suggests they wanted a clear framework for addressing any kind of disturbance. It's very systematic.
And going back to Caṇḍakālī's emotional state, kupita anatamana, the text even defines that meticulously.
Oh, yes. Angry, dissatisfied, displeased, hostile mind, ill will. They really pin down the internal state.
And that feels important, doesn't it? That the rule isn't just about the words spoken.
Absolutely critical. It highlights that the rule is fundamentally about addressing the underlying emotional and mental state, the anger, the resentment from feeling defeated that gives rise to these kinds of divisive, harmful accusations in the first place.
It's about the root cause, not just the symptom.
Precisely.
So bringing this all together, this ancient rule, Saṃghādisesa 8, from a Buddhist monastic text, what does it really mean for you today navigating your own life, your own communities, maybe your own online arguments?
Well, I think the story of Caṇḍakālī and the incredibly detailed rule that came from it, it offers a really powerful lesson, doesn't it?
How so?
It really underscores the danger of making these sweeping, emotionally charged accusations, especially when you feel personally slighted or defeated or wronged.
Because your judgment might be clouded.
Exactly. It reminds us how much our own internal state, our anger, our bias, can impact how we interact with others and potentially harm the groups we belong to.
And it also shows the wisdom of having a clear process, right?
Definitely. A structured way to address these things.
It allows for correction, for someone to realize they were wrong, to pull back.
Reconciliation is built in.
But it also has real teeth.
Uh-huh.
There are serious consequences if the divisive behavior just keeps going.
Yes, there's accountability. It's ultimately about protecting the health and harmony and purpose of the community, placing that above an individual's emotionally fueled grievance.
So we've journeyed through this ancient text, uncovered a very specific rule aimed right at keeping harmony and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And the story of Bhikkhunī Caṇḍakālī, her accusation after losing, and the detailed protocol. Such a vivid example, isn't it?
It really is. How a community can try to proactively handle internal conflict, manage those really strong emotions, and ensure accountability.
This deep dive really reminds us, I think, that accusations of bias, saying someone's acting from desire, hatred, delusion, fear, they're potent. They can be really disruptive.
Incredibly disruptive. And the care they took, the meticulous process in the rule, the warnings, the chance to retract, the final consequence, it just highlights how much value they placed on truthful, constructive speech.
And on the well-being of the group over individual resentment.
Exactly. The collective good.
So here's something for you to think about. In our world today, I mean, especially online, right? Accusations of bias, bad faith, hidden motives, they fly around constantly.
All the time. It's almost the default in arguments.
So how might things change if we had, maybe not this exact rule, but a clearer, more structured, community-agreed process for handling such claims? Something like what we saw in Saṃghādisesa 8.
Yeah. Could it transform how we debate or handle disagreements or even just voice our frustrations?
Could it lead to more constructive outcomes, maybe, instead of just digging deeper divisions? What stands out to you about this ancient approach to a very, very modern feeling problem?